Back at it again.
All right.
I'm Dewayne.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave.
And this is the Beer-Bourbon Podcast.
Yep.
Beer-Bourbon-Breakfast. I forgot about breakfast.
Yeah. Triple
We
B.
cannot forget today's breakfast.
Come on.
Triple
This is
B.
the Beer-Bourbon-Breakfast Podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back
Not
again.
Double B, triple B.
Triple B.
Back at it. It's been a week since our last one.
I know.
Oh, 2 weeks. Sorry,
crazy.
we do it every 2 weeks.
Crazy.
Yes, every 2 weeks on the dot.
On the dot. How dare you say we do otherwise?
Yeah.
And I just love the fact that we're all wearing the same thing.
Yeah, we definitely did not record one right before this one.
Nope.
Didn't happen.
Have you
Yeah.
have you ever you've seen like shows and stuff, like it'll be like a reality show, and there's definitely multiple days between things that have happened, and they'll always make sure they have the same outfit on.
Yeah.
Like, why is that? To me, it ruins the illusion.
Yeah. Definitely,
Anyway,
yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Wow.
So what's happened in 10 minutes? I mean, 2 weeks since the last podcast.
Nothing.
Man, just busy living, you know?
Yeah.
Living life. Furniture game, outdoor patio furniture
On lock.
game, good. Okay. Internet working.
Yes, internet working. That's what I do.
Hopefully it is when we
What do you
release
do,
this.
Dave? Internet work.
I'm internet working.
Internet working. Producer Dave producing.
He internet
Good.
works too.
Yep.
Have we ever mentioned your podcast?
Yes.
Yes.
You gave
Okay.
a heartfelt shout out that I made my wife watch and she blushed.
My wife.
Aw.
My wife.
Your wife is the star of
My
that
wife.
show.
Yes.
That Southern really came out there for
My
a
wife.
second.
My-
My wife.
Yeah, it wasn't really like a my wife.
My wife.
It was more of a
If,
my wife.
My wife.
Borat was Southern.
Yeah.
My wife.
Yes. Yes, we have. Yes.
All right, cool.
You Show Me Yours podcast. Everywhere you find podcasts, we watch movies.
right.
You know, the
Yep.
coolest thing about this podcast, I guess probably any podcast, but since it's ours, is that you can go to I'm going to see if we can't trick some, anybody listen to it on actually like a radio or a Bluetooth speaker. Alexa, play Beer-Bourbon-Breakfast podcast, and
Yeah,
it'll
there
do
you
it.
go.
Yeah. And we're now on Apple. I got that figured out. On Apple Podcast.
Man.
We're
Hey,
on all the
Siri,
ones that
play-
count.
How?
Beer Bourbon Breakfast podcast. Hey, my phone just.
Let me tell you something. You stupid Apple lovers. That was the hardest thing to get on to. Everybody else was like, submit a ticket. A day later, you're on it. It took 3 damn months to get it on Apple.
They were waiting for
You know,
Steve Jobs to approve it. Oh, man. Too soon.
Damn.
Too soon.
I'd say pour a
Sorry.
sip out, but these are expensive bourbons.
Yeah.
Pour
No.
a sip of Liquid Death. It's also pretty expensive. Liquid Death, sponsor us.
That's did it pain you a little bit to incorporate app?
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it, but I figured it's a pretty popular format. So
Yeah,
probably should.
couple people have it.
Well, it's on like TuneIn. It's on the Podcast Addict. It's on
All of them.
yeah, on all of them.
all of them.
iHeartRadio. It's on iHeartRadio.
Okay.
It's on them joint show.
Yeah.
It's on the programs.
Y'all hearing kids in the background?
Programs. Yeah, I hear some stuff going on.
Listen, we talked about ChristmasTown USA last episode 2 weeks ago. ChristmasTown USA is over. Stop coming here, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
done.
It
It's
is
done.
after the 26th.
Yes, sometime after the 26th.
Sometime.
Could be 2 weeks. Could be 5 months.
Could
Yep.
be.
We
like to-
don't date these podcasts except for the last one, Christmas episode.
Yep.
That was done 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all want to get right into this?
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Let's
Excited
rip off
about
the Band-Aid.
today's items.
All right, so we got what was initially a TikTok sensation, now showing up on store shelves. Been on the Publix, seen it at Target, and that's the Ghetto Gastro Pop Tarts or Bop Tarts,
I was about to say,
as they would say.
Yeah, don't get anybody sued.
Yeah,
especially us.
yeah, not Pop Tarts.
I think at this point, Jerry Seinfeld and is it Kellogg's? Who does Pop Tarts?
I think it's the parent company.
They could sue, basically.
Yeah.
All of them could
Yeah.
sue you. Which we have done Pop Tarts on this channel.
We have
Yes, yeah, we sure did.
the name brand.
Yeah, so this is a black-owned business that is very into community. They're based out of the Bronx. Group of guys that wanted to start making food that was a little more wholesome than some of the things you have access to on store shelves.
Sweet.
They donate some of their profits to underprivileged kids, stuff like that, those kind of programs.
Nice.
So I had no problem buying these. We got 4 different flavors here. We got a chocolate raspberry.
Okay.
We got PB&J. We got maple apple cinnamon and strawberry. None of these are frosted. I know that's
Right up
producer
Dave's alley.
He likes
Unfrosted
that.
producer
I typically don't like that, but I'm going to give these a shot.
Is this the
So,
PB&J one?
Yeah. Do we want to start with PB&J?
The purple?
Yeah.
The purple?
Tell you what, I will. Not that I have an allergy.
Oh, you can't have
Yeah.
it.
Well, no. I just don't like peanut butter.
What?
Yeah. No. You just now know.
Turn mic 2 off.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I can understand if you had an allergy.
Wow,
but
you- all these-
what?
No.
All these years you did not know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's-
Slept when
I
he's
never knew that.
when he's sleepwalking,
I-
he will get up and eat a jar of peanut butter
No, that happened once, and
once
yeah.
a week.
So you're just not even going to try that one then?
You know what?
It's not very peanut buttery.
I will say this.
Oh, you took a bite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every year, because they say your taste buds change once every 7 years. Every year, I typically try peanut butter to see if I'm like, well, maybe this is my year, and because I want to like it, and
It's definitely
I'll try it.
J forward. As in jam, okay? Mm-hmm. As in jam.
This Pop-Tart is J forward.
I don't get any peanut butter on this.
It's very light. I get a little bit. It's very light.
Well, hopefully you gave me the end that was
It just didn't have any peanut butter in it.
was PB free. No. Yep.
I tell you what, at least that one so far doesn't need frosting.
No.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like it's
It's pretty good. But
I don't know, something in the dough or whatever on the outside, even though there's no frosting, it's frosting-esque.
It has a certain
Somebody in
how do I say-
ChristmasTown, turn off your damn car alarm.
Well, yeah, they're just visiting ChristmasTown. It's not Christmas season.
Yeah, it's like Easter.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It definitely has a certain how do you say
Je ne
je
sais
ne sais
quoi.
quoi.
Me too.
A certain I don't know what.
Yeah.
A certain J-ness.
I like it. It's good.
I like it. Yeah.
So where do we go from here?
Why don't we do the chocolate raspberry? Let's try that.
Okay.
I assume that's the pink one.
Yeah, it's pink. No, it's the brown one.
You Sears Clark?
This one, the light brown.
No, the chocolate brown one.
Okay, that's chocolate raspberry. You said?
Yeah.
He didn't listen to you at all.
No,
You were
no, I
introducing
didn't.
Not at all.
Never do. Who's that guy?
That's really good. I like that one a lot. But I also like raspberry. But I get both, and I get the chocolate and the
All
raspberry.
right, here's a dilemma. Oh, it's a dilemma. It's a question that I'm going to pose. This is delicious, but I would just eat this like dessert, whatever.
Yeah.
What makes a Pop-Tart or a Pop-Tart like item?
Not a Pop-Tart.
It's a Bop Tart.
A Pop-Tart like item, such as a Bop-Tart.
Uh-huh.
What makes it a breakfast item?
Same thing that makes a muffin a breakfast item. I don't know.
Typically, they're individually wrapped to consume on the go.
That is another thing I like about these is they are individually wrapped. Unlike a brand that will go unnamed, even though it's been named a few times already.
Several times.
They are individually wrapped. It's not two in one wrap. It's one. Mm-hmm. I like that because I don't want to eat two.
No, and then you feel forced to eat two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, these two look a lot thicker, so I think I just want one of these.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
Pop-Tarts are thin. Like, I might need two of those.
Maybe. You know?
Yeah.
So normally I don't like raspberry flavored things.
Jesus Christ, what do you like? Dry ass donuts?
I'm just saying, of all the different fruit fillings, raspberry would be lower on the totem pole.
Okay.
This is delicious.
Yeah.
Basically, moral of the story.
Okay.
It's more.
I can understand that.
It's gooder.
I'm trying to. I know what I'm going to say, but I'm trying to think if I'm going to get in trouble for it.
Then don't say
It's
it.
more
Yeah,
C
be
forward.
careful.
He said more J forward. Can I say
Be
more C forward?
careful. Yo.
Well, that can't be confused with anything.
Okay. Mm-hmm. We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
All right. Let's move on to the next one.
Which one?
Let's do the maple apple cinnamon.
All right. That would be the, yep, you correct.
Yeah.
You got the,
Yeah. Very mapley.
I like this one.
I do too.
Producer Dave? He's nodding his head in agreement.
That's a producer Dave head nod.
I get the maple, the apple, and the cinnamon. I get it all in there.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I like this one. I like this one a lot.
It's good. Least favorite so far.
What would be
is
your
good.
favorite?
The first one's pretty good.
Let's save it till the end.
Well, then why'd you ask me?
I don't know. It was a habit. We want to leave our listener in suspense.
Leave it out. It's the beep.
All right. All right. So
Moving on.
last one, strawberry.
Excuse me, I have to cleanse my palate. Hold on.
Oh, it's a good idea.
I just want to, give it the attention it deserves.
Give it your whole palate.
That's pretty good. Might have just changed my mind.
I will say it's more of a real strawberry kind of flavor, not like a candy fake strawberry.
It's a
A slight tang at the end.
it's not super like sweet and strawberry. Like this is a more of like a sweet savory kind of a little bit. It's not overly sweet. I like that. It's a good one. It's a good one.
All right, be prepared to 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
If you disagree with me, I'm going to knock you off your stool.
I will delete all of your comments for the rest of the episode.
All right, what do we think? What do we think about these?
Producer Dave, you go first. And I only did that
He's still
because
chewing.
yeah, that's exactly why I did it.
It's like when a waitress comes up to your table and it's like, "How's the food?" And you're like,
I'm eating it.
Yeah, I think for me, it's probably maple #1, strawberry, peanut butter, and then chocolate raspberry at the end.
Okay.
We'll go this way, Dave.
Okay. I would go chocolate raspberry.
As #1.
Yes. Strawberry, apple cinnamon, and PB&J. I was a little disappointed that there wasn't more peanut butter flavor. You probably liked it about that.
I preferred that. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, it's the maple. It's #1. I would probably say the chocolate raspberry #2. Shocker, PB&J is #3, and then the strawberry.
Okay.
Strawberry.
Yep.
I think I won PBJ #1.
Okay.
Strawberry.
PB&J.
PBJ #1. Strawberry #2. Chocolate raspberry #3. Maple thing last.
Man.
They were all good though.
Which for me,
I liked them all.
if I just knew, if you just laid them in front of me, I'm like, oh, the chocolate's gonna be the joint. But nah, man, that PBJ is pretty damn good.
Yeah, they were all good. It's kind of hard to rate them.
Yeah.
I liked them all. I could eat any one of them again. They just came out with a sweet potato one too. You don't like sweet potato? I like sweet potato.
I used to. I just nah. I'm over it.
All right.
Moving on.
I'm going to say an
You're
Oak
over
Ridge
it.
thing here. Have you ever had the sweet potato muffins from the old mill in Oak Ridge.
Never heard of that place.
You never seen the old mill in Oak Ridge? You can buy like grits and flour. It's literally an old water
mill.
Water mill.
Nope.
Like from probably maybe the early 1800s.
Nope.
Get out of Trinity, boy.
I am out right now.
Look, I never went in it. We were only, because it's in Oak Ridge, we were only allowed to drive through.
Okay.
I checked our ID. It said Kernersville.
They were like,
come through, but do not stop.
Yeah.
yeah, police escort.
You don't stop until you get to Stokesdale, son.
It was,
Okay.
and the police, they weren't in a vehicle. They were in a thoroughbred horse.
They were in
They were in the horse?
in the horse.
They were riding.
Wow.
I thought
They
they
were
were in
Mounties.
like a Andy Griffith car.
That changed a couple years ago. Now they,
Probably drive around Cadillacs. It is Oak Ridge.
the horse died.
For those of you who don't know, normal people live in the Piedmont Triad. Normal people live in Grangeville, High Point, Winston, Trinity, Archdale, rich folk, the Richies,
I will
live
say,
in Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge. Oh, dear.
Yeah, I've only driven through Oak Ridge.
yeah. It's Oak Ridge is not the same town as it is now. From when I grew up in it, I'll just say that.
It ain't been the same since Andrew left.
No,
Yeah.
This is him and his nanny picked
You
up
were that town.
moved house. Yeah, he ran that town.
Yep.
That was Andrew's town.
run this.
All right, so
Yep.
we're thumbs up all across the boards for Bop Tarts.
Yes. Yep,
Delicious.
very good.
You got these at Walmart?
I got them off TikTok.
Oh,
But you can get them at Target, I know, and Publix, I guess. They may be in other grocery stores. I don't know for sure, but they are spreading the word. It used to be they weren't even in stores, so
Whole Foods? No.
maybe. I don't know. Whole Foods is too bougie for me, so I don't really go there.
All right.
How dare you, Oak Ridge? Anyway,
No, they're delicious. I was fully expecting to just hate on the PB&J one, and I didn't rate that the lowest.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
very
We're going up from here.
surprising. That's Andrew's hot take. Anyway,
all right.
all right. Well, let's
What do we want to do next?
let's
Beer?
do the beer. We
Okay,
can get
yeah,
that
we
pretty
can do the
quick.
beer.
I think Professor Andrew is going to give us a lecture
Yeah.
on the bourbons, and I'm excited
Man.
about it. So I want to give him the time he deserves.
I did bring my professor's robe. I'll change into that quickly.
All right. Well, I'll get it started.
Oh, are we just pouring ourselves?
Yeah, it's for
Okay,
your
well,
damn
give me those
self.
glasses back.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I ain't
All right.
doing this shit for you. I bartend
I see how it is.
let's
all the
get
damn
it
time.
started.
All right, get it on the mic. Well, Dave, see if you
Sorry.
can get one on the
Sorry.
mic.
Sorry, I
We
failed.
didn't do that the last one we did 2 weeks
There's
ago.
some stuff in this one.
It's just water. That's the bourbon glass.
Okay.
Drink it. Drink it. You poured that on my damn floor.
You
He
said
did
it was
that.
just water.
He poured it out.
Cock.
You said it was water.
Yeah, with a little bourbon in it.
Some of that
This is
juice.
where I rinsed out
Oh,
the
yeah.
glass.
Oh,
Ooh, nice. That sounds pretty good. We need to amplify that
Yeah,
5 seconds.
all
That
right.
one wasn't quite as good, but
Yeah.
it'll work.
I'm now pouring the beer. Relax. Sit back. and enjoy this IPA from.
Oh yeah,
Wilmington
so, yeah.
Brewing.
Producer Dave does not like IPAs. I saw him take a sniff of
Yes,
that, and
we
went
always have to, and he's not going to like this one.
No, no.
All right. Well, this is Tropical Lightning from Wilmington Brewing, Wilmington,
Yeah.
North Carolina. I'm probably the only one that says this, but this is Wilmington Budweiser. Not the beer, not the taste. It is an awesome beer, but it's like everywhere you go in Wilmington and maybe the surrounding towns, it's everywhere.
That's
It
not a bad
is-
thing.
No,
though.
it's
I mean,
not.
it's a good
because
beer.
it's
So
Yeah,
good.
it's very good beer. Wilmington Brewing is awesome. They're
I like
my
Wilmington Brewing, yeah.
favorite East Coast brewery, Carolina East Coast brewery. Get real specific.
I was like,
They make awesome beer. Everything they make is great. They do make great stouts. Sorry, Dave. Great hazies, great sours, awesome people. Unfortunately, they do not. I'll say unfortunately, kind of fortunately, and unfortunately, they do not deliver to the Charlotte Gaston County region. We have to go get it, which, 4 hours there, 4 hours back. But it means I'm practically the only person that I know of, or only shop that I know of that sells it, and
That's dedication.
consistently. We try to always have Tropical Lightning cans. So
That's a good one.
it's like a juice bomb.
So this is what most people nowadays would consider a West Coast style IPA. A little on the fence about that statement,
You can see through it.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
give him
not
that.
Not hazy.
but it is a good American IPA. Not hazy at all. It has a nice hop bitterness.
Yeah.
I wish I knew what hops were in it, but I do not.
It's right here. It's Warrior, Simcoe, Citra, and Amarillo.
All the hops.
Amarillo by
So-
morning.
It doesn't. It's good, but it doesn't taste like a West Coast style to me.
I do not think so either.
West Coast tend to be more piney. I don't get that.
Well, unfortunately, in the craft beer industry, the IPAs have gotten down to, is it hazy or is it West Coast? There's no real other.
Yeah, I can see that.
Some breweries have kind of fought against it. Go, this is American IPA. That just creates confusion.
Yeah.
Because American IPA can mean hazy or not hazy, or West Coast or not West Coast. That generally means American hops.
Yep.
So, even they, I think when Tropical Lightning first hit the market, they didn't say this, but the can even says West Coast style IPA.
Yeah.
It is a little easier.
Yeah, it does say West Coast style.
Yeah. But
West
still,
Coast
an amazing beer.
interpretation.
Great. I mean, any time beer, but you can drink this on the beach. You can, whatever. What's the percentage on that, Dave?
7.4.
Yeah,
so
a
on
little
the higher
high,
side. Yeah.
but not too bad.
It's a good shower beer too.
Sure.
What's a good shower bourbon?
Any of them?
Yeah. Okay.
Any of them. But yeah, just great beer by great people. If you're in Wilmington, check out. They just opened up a few months ago. That's probably close to a year ago. The Venue, which is their new tap room, event space, is extremely nice. I do kind of miss the old spot though. It had some charm to it. And they used to do home brewing equipment and supplies. They don't really do that anymore. But we've kind of done business with them even in the early days of Southport Tap and Cellar. We always try to keep Tropical Lightning on tap, but we always try to keep cans of it here. So, yeah, just love these guys, love their beer. Come to 115 Craft and buy a couple cans. We have this beer. We have Blair's Breakfast Stout, which is a really good stout for them. It's kind of a everyday stout, full flavor, but not crazy adjuncts, not super high ABV. We might even have a little bit of Kitten Biscuit left, which is their hazy IPA that is phenomenal. People go crazy over
I
it.
did see that in there. You do have some of that.
We had a s'more stout from them, but that went real fast.
Oh.
So yeah, every few months we go up there and we might hit up them and Bill's, and that's probably about it right now. But yeah, happy to support Wilmington breweries and bring some of their stuff to Charlotte or Charlotte area. Yeah, just a great beer.
Hot rodding.
Hat riding.
Was that a Nissan Quest?
I seriously doubt it.
I mean,
If anybody, we definitely have some background noise. We haven't even mentioned that we're in 115 Craft, my bottle shop, tap room.
Yeah.
Somebody just tried
I
to
just
come
tried to
in.
come in.
Yeah, they want to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
115.
What y'all boys doing in there?
Y'all recording the TV show?
That's funny.
Anyway, now she looks at the hours.
Yeah.
Reading is fundamental.
So anyway, this is live, man. Well,
She just wanted a beer, man.
recorded live.
Anyway.
Go bring her one of these full of Tropical Lightning.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do we think of that?
I love this beer.
I like it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good IPA. It's straightforward.
Two thumbs up.
Yes, I would give it two thumbs up.
Producer Dave.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
Yeah, oh, here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. So the way I would describe this is, I don't know if this is possible or not. If Pine Sol could go bad, I don't know if that's
Does Pine Sol have
it
an
d-
expiration
yeah,
date?
Have
does
you
it-
ever tasted Pine Sol?
I've tasted this. And no, it's so, and this might be a positive if you like it. I cannot get the taste of it out of my mouth. I've had like half of a liquid death, and I still taste it on the back of my throat.
I guess it's a damn good thing we're going bourbon next.
So if you
Yeah.
like this,
Man.
it'll linger.
Yeah, the bourbon will get it out of your mouth.
Hey, I'm going to take this all as a win because he didn't use the word, and do not say it after I say
Yep.
it. The word's cat piss.
Yeah.
You know,
No, it's
Expecting that as well.
I do not like the stuff that IPAs have going on. The mojo, it tastes off. It tastes foul. But this one, as I've said before, my scale for IPAs is: did it cause me physical pain? And then when it gets to the sours and stuff, and that end of the spectrum of beers that I don't like, those are the ones that always cause me pain. Generally, the IPAs, they're fine. They don't hurt me. They just don't. I just don't favor the taste.
Mm-hmm.
If you like it, it seems I've had enough of these now that I can say it's probably a good one of these.
All right, so Wilmington Brewing, anybody at Wilmington Brewing that's listening to this,
Yeah.
take that as like
Yes.
the highest of
super
compliments.
positive.
Yeah.
And I'm almost positive I have had that stout you were talking about, and it was good because I
Oh,
recognize
yeah,
that
I
can
know.
design.
Yeah, I've given you blares.
Yeah.
Yeah, all their cans have this similar
Yeah.
aesthetic.
It's like brown.
Yeah, they'll change the color. It's usually white.
I
up
can
here.
say with all confidence in the world, barring if you just don't like a style, if you just don't like stouts, you don't like blah, 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 they do not make a bad beer.
No.
No, I agree.
You know,
Yeah.
don't be that person that's like, I don't like sours, and then drink their key lime sour, which
And
we
say
have,
you don't like
and
it.
then be like,
delicious.
that's
Yeah.
disgusting, and then rate it 2 stars on Untapped. Don't
Oh
do that.
yeah, I hate that.
Like, you don't like a style, don't like the style.
Yeah.
Be like Dave, be honest.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Well, and also Dave, I hate to throw you out there like this, but he was like, "Oh, what should we pick for beer? We could pick all these that producer Dave was definitely gonna like. Let's do an IPA. I heard it.
Right, it's cold outside, perfect time for a stout.
A good beach beer.
hold on now. When is this getting released?
Oh wait, sorry. It's
Yeah.
April. It's 80 degrees
That's
outside.
right. It's not cold outside.
We
now.
said it was Easter.
It's
Yeah.
This is the Easter podcast.
That's
Cooler.
right. Whoops.
it's cooler.
The,
funny.
the you know the Bop Tarts had kind of Easter colors to them.
Yeah.
so,
Sure.
a couple
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
So
April.
anyway, yeah, there's no season in the world of Triple B podcasts.
No.
That's right.
Except for the
It's-
Christmas episode we did 2 weeks ago.
Well, even that, it was still we were, it was in a paradise state of mind. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Anyway,
not
let's
sure where
move
you were
on
going
past
with
that. Save your words
All
for
right.
the bourbon.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fine.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Professor
All right,
Andrew, do
so-
your thing, my friend.
I'm gonna apologize in advance.
You got 30 minutes.
That I'm going to be looking at my iPad quite a bit, just because. Sorry, that was funny. I'm going to be looking at my iPad. There's
this mother.
It's just water. It'll be dry by the time we're done.
because it's so hot outside.
Exactly.
Stop paying attention to him.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your flow.
Sorry.
I didn't know you were paying attention to me.
So, where were we? Oh yeah. So I'm gonna be paying attention to my iPad a lot. There's a lot of history and what we're about to cover, and I just want to make sure I get it right, and there's no interpretation. Andrewisms.
Yeah.
So before we start today's lecture,
Begin to stretch out.
yep, and then I am going to hopefully I do everyone proud here.
Oh, that was pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah. All right.
What letter? What letter is the horse?
B.
Ooh, nice.
So we'll
take-
cover that.
I'll take that from you.
Shortly. Yeah, take that from my cold dead hand. No.
Do it at the mic. Do it at the mic.
Oh,
You
sorry.
son of a-
That was lame.
you got
That
three
was-
more tries.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
got
was-
more glass contact than anything.
Yeah. So let me try to. That was even worse.
I heard nothing.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Give me Dave's glass. I want to try this.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to do any better, but
I mean, I swear to God, if he swing and a miss.
yeah. No, totally.
Yeah, not really anything.
How are we? What are we missing here? What are we?
Got to be more aggressive.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a
that
little
was a good
better.
one.
Yeah.
That was a hard pour.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. So,
Speak on it, son.
all right, let's hear today's starting lecture. So, Blanton's is out of Buffalo Trace. That's in Frankfort, Kentucky. So, Buffalo Trace, just to kind of tell you a little bit about the bourbon, really has two different mash bills that they use. And again, a lot of this is just kind of hearsay, right? So they don't release their mash bill or anything like that. But Blanton's is thought to be mash bill number 2, which has a higher rye content to it. So it's 10 to 12% rye content, right? So also on this bottle, it has a dump date. And so this bottle, it goes like all into specifics here.
I can't help it. It has a dump date. I take a dump. You want to take a dump? Have some of my dump date.
That is hilarious.
Look up dump cake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dump cake.
Yeah.
Dump cake on
it's,
YouTube.
It's hilarious. So
love my dump. You're gonna love my dump cake.
I'm surrounded by children. Anyway, so dump date on this is 4/18/24. All Blanton's comes out of Warehouse H, which we'll talk about.
Warehouse H.
Yep, and just a bit. And this also came from even every bottle comes like it even tells you the Rick where it comes from within the Warehouse H. So this was Rick 47. It's 93%. So yeah, that's to tell you a little bit about the actual bourbon itself. So kind of going into this a little bit, as I found out, Buffalo Trace was actually called OFC, or Old Fire Copper. This was actually in 1870, and this is Colonel Edmund Hayes Taylor Jr.
Not to be confused with Colonel Angus.
That's an SNL reference there.
Colonel Angus.
So that's actually the person who came up with E.H. Taylor. That's named after. He also was the godfather of the Bottle and Bond Act, which also kind of came about our FDA. So it was originally called OFC. It then changed to the George T. Stagg Distillery. This name was given in 1904 after the Colonel purchased it from Taylor, and then later on in 1999, actually, it went from the George T. Stagg Distillery. It was renamed to Buffalo Trace. So,
Okay.
little fun fact about that.
I thought for a second there you were going to say he was in The Godfather.
Well, I mean,
That would have been impressive.
Parent company is
Sazerac. Yep.
Okay.
Now, side note, Sazerac and Sazerac Rye, that's
Yeah.
same. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is the greatest name in the world, in my opinion, right? So how Blanton's came about in 1897, Colonel Albert Bacon Blanton. That's the greatest middle name ever, right? Started working at the distillery at the age of 16. He was hired on initially as a clerk.
He was a colonel at 16?
Well, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. You see, you actually there's a lot of colonels within the history of Buffalo Trace.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just takes Mom, your daddy. I'm making you a colonel, boy.
You're going to be a colonel from today forth.
He actually, so Blanton became president of the distillery in 1921. So he'd been working there for, quick math, a little over 20 years. Yep. So in the heyday of Prohibition, distillery actually remained open during the entire time of Prohibition due to Blanton's savvy business acumen. Right?
Said it was medicine.
Yep. He was one of 6 distilleries that actually obtained a special license from the government. That was he was charged with producing medicinal whiskey.
You know what's funny about that? Our last episode where we looked at Yellowstone, that was one of those 6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Amazing.
You could get a prescription for whiskey.
It cured a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, I think the main thing was like
Mama's little
shakes. You know, one of those kind of deals. So this was a huge deal due to the fact that they remained open when a lot of distilleries were forced to close during Prohibition. So Prohibition was 1920 through 33, I think it was.
It didn't go that long, did it?
Yeah, I think it did.
It did it.
Had a slow death.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
I think some states basically kind of superseded it and said, we're not.
We ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do that.
So another way that he remained
33, 20 to 33.
Okay, well.
13 years of no alcohol.
Man, unless you were, what was Nucky Thompson?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
No character.
Yeah. So during World War II, he was actually required to suspend whiskey making and exclusively produce straight alcohol for military purposes.
Okay.
Right? And unfortunately, he passed away in 1959. So, he was a bourbon traditionalist at heart. And as Elmer T. Lee, which we'll get into shortly, recalled, Colonel Blanton would occasionally bottle one barrel at a time, much the same way as Kentucky's earliest bourbon pioneers. He would handpick a barrel from the center cut of Warehouse H and bottle its bourbon to entertain friends, family, and dignitaries. Right? With a lot of dignitaries came to Frankfort, Kentucky. So, Warehouse H. That's where Blanton's is exclusively housed in. So after the repeal of Prohibition in 33, Blanton knew that the demand of spirits would skyrocket. He ordered the construction of a metal building in order to save time. Blanton later discovered that the metal building walls caused the bourbon inside to age much, much differently. The temperature change inside the metal building happens more rapidly, causing the bourbon to interact with the oak at a steadier rate. Because of the metal walls are much thinner, the temperature inside was much closer to the actual temperature of the outside. This has the effect of let's start that again. This has the effect of really capturing Kentucky's temperamental weather and takes advantage of the climate of Kentucky, having actually 4 proper seasons. Mm-hmm. All right. The warehouse became the home of Blanton Single Barrel Bourbon in 1984, so 40 years ago. Yep. Still to this day, Warehouse H contains aging barrels of single barrel bourbon. So Blanton was really named for being kind of the godfather of making it commercially accessible. And so kind of how Blanton's came to be, this is where this guy comes into, Elmer T. Lee, kind of comes into it. So single barrel bourbon started with Blanton in 1984. So Elmer was actually nearing retirement. He actually retired in 85.
Elmer T. Lee ran the warehouse. He ran
he was
Buffalo
basically
Trace.
Well, he was the master
warehouse
distiller.
manager and master distiller.
Yeah. And so he wanted to he was being charged in order to make a new spirit. And so he actually sat and thought for a while, a spell, if you will, about his time, because he was under the wing of Blanton, right? he recalled his career in the late 40s when he worked under Blanton, and Blanton was actually the president of the George T. Stagg Distillery up until 52, right? So Albert remembered that Colonel Blanton would entertain, and Blanton called them honey barrels, right? So he would go around tasting a bunch of barrels, and he would pick the best barrel or to his palate, and he would pull that and bottle it, and that way he would have it for his guests or all the dignitaries that he was entertaining at that time.
He knew by the time he was completely drunk, he'd gotten to the right one.
He was like, "This
barrel
it's good.
is the best.
This is the best one, right?
It'll get you
Barrel
drunk."
is my friend.
All right, so now we kind of get into more of Elmer T. Lee. So after serving in the World War II as a radar bombardier, Elmer T. Lee returned to Kentucky and earned his engineering degree from the University of Kentucky. He joined the distillery in the late 40s as a maintenance engineer. See, I love this part. He was first interviewed by Colonel Blanton, who famously rejected him by saying, "Son, we're not hiring any hands today." So I don't know what Elmer said to him, but he was able to change his mind, and Elmer T. Lee started working at the distillery actually the following week. So he'd worked several different roles as a maintenance engineer, a plant engineer, and then he was eventually promoted to plant superintendent. From there, he earned a shared title of plant manager and master distiller, where he oversaw much of this distillery's modernization and growth until his retirement in '85. After retiring, Mr. Lee who served as a master distiller. He won all kinds of awards. He was an ambassador for the George T. Stagg Distillery. He was also inducted into the Bourbon Hall of Fame, which, man,
I didn't realize there was such a thing.
there is a thing. There's a thing for everything.
Okay.
And he also, in 2002, was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award within the Whiskey Advocate. I can just read it here. Advocate magazine, right? And unfortunately, he passed away in 2013. All right. So we talk about the toppers. So the horse and jockey atop the bottle stoppers are now a recognized trademark of Blanton Single Barrel. So, of course, it's no secret that Kentucky has a rich heritage of horses, and they wanted to pay homage to that. So this is their way of paying homage to the Kentucky heritage. Beginning in '99, a collector's set of 8 different stoppers were produced. The set features a horse and jockey in different strides and poses resembling the stages of a horse race from beginning to end. And, of course, the 8 characters spell out Blantons, right? And so the final stopper, marked as S, always finishes the race in victory. So it's basically the jockey on top of the horse, and he's got his hands up in a celebratory thing.
Nice.
Right? So the letter is right there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Do you have the whole set?
I've got 4 of them.
Okay.
Right?
Do you have the S?
I don't.
Oh,
No.
seems like a good one to have.
They're all pretty important, but yeah, the S is very important. So, love it or hate it, I love all the history of Buffalo Trace. I mean, it's no secret that they're probably my favorite distillery, or one of my favorite distilleries, and I just love the history. It's a gorgeous bottle. I love the deal what they're doing with the stoppers. So if you collect all 8 of them, you can actually send them into Buffalo Trace, and they will actually mount them free of charge on half of a stave for you.
That's neat.
So a stave is a portion of the barrel, and they'll send it back to you all free of charge. So
Nice.
That's cool. So we actually got to walk by. How many years ago since we went to Buffalo Trace? Time is relative anymore.
Maybe
so.
3.
Yeah, we'll go with 3.
Yeah.
We got to walk by the warehouse H. Even went into the warehouse I, where a lot of Weller and OFC and some of the other. That's where Happy Van Winkle is actually housed in. That's their really old stuff. or their I think they call it their antique collection now. Anyway, that's where they house.
We got to see pallets of Blantons.
Yeah.
Pre-labeled.
And that's the crazy thing too is that so of course we're in North Carolina. Blanton's is a very allocated bourbon. It's super hard to find, and then
Available at 115 Craft.
yeah,
Carolina.
exclusively.
Not the bottle though.
No.
Just the.
Nah, I can't buy the bottle,
Nope.
but you can do a pretty, comparatively, relatively inexpensive pour.
Yes, fantastic prices.
Well, speaking of that, how much is a bottle of Blanton's? How much is that going to run you?
I think it's about $70.
That's not
I
terrible.
can tell you fairly quickly how much a bottle.
But you're not gonna.
is retail.
You're probably not gonna find this at an ABC store.
Right now,
No.
if you are able to find it, single barrel is $64.95
Oh, okay.
That's not terrible.
in North Carolina, people.
I think I bought that bottle in South Carolina, maybe. So there's a little bit of an uptick.
A little premium charge.
It's
on
one
that.
of those things. But yeah, to Dave's point, you're not walking into an ABC store and be like, "Oh, can I get some Blantons?"
Yeah.
Well, to break it down, is it worth $70?
I would say so. It's got
Forget the hype, forget the hard to find, blah blah blah, whatever. If you just were able to walk into a place and had $70, would you buy a bottle of Blanton's?
I would.
Yeah.
It's very complex. It's smooth. It doesn't really have much of a burn to be as complex as it is.
No,
It goes down pretty easy.
actually, I think it's very smooth.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
the fullest bodied, easy to drink bourbon I think I've ever had. if that
I
makes
agree.
any
I
sense.
agree with that. Yep.
Yeah.
Aging process, it kind of varies. Each barrel is tasted before it's pulled. It's thought to be anywhere from 6 to 9 years old, and then I think they cap it at 9 years because then Eagle Rare comes in at 10 years. I think that's their kind of more entry level there.
To get more into that, I mean, so it's most of your Blantons are single barrel picks. That bottle is going to taste different than the bottle I have on the shelf.
Yep.
And also taste different than the bottle I have in storage.
Yeah.
So that is kind of one cool thing about it. I mean, they're all very similar. It's
Yeah.
same grain bill, same aging process, but they're aged in different places. The barrels have to be aged in different places in the rick house and stuff like that. So it's always going to be a little different.
She's a Rick House.
She's a red house.
So what is? Even I don't know the answer to this question. What is Blanton's Gold?
Are you talking about price wise?
No. Why is it called Blanton's Gold? Never had it.
I've never had it. I've never seen it.
Bullshit. We saw it on the shelf in Portugal,
Oh, damn, that's right.
and we didn't buy it.
Didn't
Well-
we see that? I could have sworn we saw that in Colorado.
You know what? We did.
Yeah.
I think we did.
Yeah.
And y'all
They
didn't buy
wanted.
it?
Well,
So how are we going to get it back?
They wanted like $400.
Oh,
that too.
Yeah. Well, there's also so they actually export a lot of Blantons to Japan. They actually have a special label. It's a black label. It's really cool. I mean, there's a lot of different versions of Blantons, but to answer your question, I don't know. Like, what's the difference between gold and then there's also barrel proof Blantons, and then there's a bunch of other things. But as Dave is looking at now, they actually
By the way, that bottle, if you can find that,
Not
you-
$70.
no,
It's $40.
yeah,
Oh, it's 40.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you can find that, you hit the jackpot.
I've never seen that.
Okay.
Any allocation release or anything like that, I've never seen a bottle
And
of
it is
Elmer Tea Lee.
delicious.
Yeah,
So
it
we're
is.
gonna Finish your Blantons and
Yeah.
take a swig of this.
Yeah, he was talking so much. There you go. All right.
Yeah. But a little pour for Elmer.
Pour from my homie Elmer.
You pour that on the ground too?
I will smack you.
So
Although it's cheap, it's really hard to get. So I don't
Yeah.
get it very often.
No, it's definitely one of those bottles that if I could ever buy it at MSRP or even slightly above, I'm going to buy it all day, every day, right? So this was a tribute to,
smooth.
to Elmer. So there was one distillery, or master distiller at Buffalo Trace in between Elmer and
Very smooth.
Harton Wheatley is now the master distiller for Buffalo Trace. I can't remember his name or his first name, but last name was Gayhart, I think it was. So yeah, they wanted to play tribute to Elmer T. Lee, and so they produced Elmer T. Lee. He's got his own bourbon now.
Nice.
Imagine that. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
Very
it's very
smooth.
good.
Single barrel, sour mash. I have no clue where this is. Does it say where it's produced in a certain warehouse or anything? Nope. No. Anyway, it's produced somewhere on the grounds of Buffalo Trace, and it's delicious. And it's sold exclusively here at
Exclusively. We're the only ones in the country.
Yep. Yep.
No, we're probably. There's not many places around here that have it. I think there was only a couple bottles available, and I snatched it up.
You said, "Give me that."
Give me that. Yeah, we got some really good allocated bottles right now. We got an E.H. Taylor small batch. We got Stag Junior, Blanton's obviously, some Trace.
Some Thomas.
We have that Handy.
Yeah.
Woo! If you like Rise, that Handy is good.
I can't wait to try it.
Damn good.
And Russell's 15, and then
Elijah Craig 18.
boof, we doing some big boy bourbon, big boy bourbon.
Yeah, no, we're pretty lucky. We got a good. We even have the 70th anniversary turkey.
Yeah, nice.
You know,
And a single barrel Bourbon, which
Yep.
Bowman doesn't get the love.
no, it does not. It is very good.
And it supposedly uses the same mash bill as number 2 from Buffalo Trace.
I didn't know that actually.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
But it's distilled in Virginia. Fantastic bourbon.
That's the only thing we don't have right now is a Pappy and a Weller.
Man, if you did, though.
We will eventually at 115 Craft, 115 Main Street, McAdenville, North Carolina.
Well, being that, this is in April, maybe in May. Maybe in May.
Yeah, it might be September.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
How's the
gonna
beach
be
boy?
May.
Well, anyway, well, cool, man. That was a great little history lesson. I think you picked the right bourbon to
Yeah.
delve deep on because that's the most, I would say, Buffalo Trace, the bourbon, is more popular. But you can get it nowadays. It's pretty easy to get.
Especially in North Carolina. It's
Have a little bit of
It's easier.
yeah,
for sure.
But Blanton's still is like a hyped up. I don't. Am I waiting in line for it? No,
No.
not more than like half an hour.
Yeah.
at the most.
if I can buy it,
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy it.
100% every time. Am I
And-
going to pay crazy allocated prices?
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Or-
And it's getting to the point now, and even when we were at Buffalo Trace, they're expanding those rick houses and the production.
There's a huge.
This stuff is going to be way easier to get.
Sure. They want
in
to
the
sell
next
it, right?
5-6 years.
Yeah.
So hopefully the quality stays the same because it has so far. But
It's rich on tradition. But
yeah.
Is it the best bourbon in the world? No. Is it a solid bourbon? Yes. I just love again the topper. The bottle is that's really beautiful, and the history.
I think we just tried that Yellowstone, good starter bourbon. This is like, all right.
You mean a couple months
You
ago?
read this a couple months ago?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. On the last. Yeah.
2 weeks to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We tried Yellowstone, just the base Yellowstone, and it was very good. But still, starter bourbon. I think this is, man, I'm ready to get into it. I'm into
Yeah.
bourbon now.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's my first goal? I need to find me a Blanton's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, it's a good staple. It's not an everyday bourbon, but if you have some, celebrating something, or
comes in a bag.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It comes in a bag.
And if you want to impress your friends, they're good.
Yeah,
Look what I got, fellas.
It's an awesome looking bottle. The
Yeah.
horse deal is pretty cool. It does come in like, kind of like Crown Royal. It comes in a bag. It's in a cool little box.
Yep.
It is hard to get, and it is a great bourbon.
Yeah.
So,
2 buys.
2 buys.
Yeah.
2 thumbs up. At regular price.
Yeah, not secondary.
No, I'm not.
I mean, I find it hard to pay allocated prices for anything, honestly. There's so many different bourbons out there.
Well, and yeah, to your point, there are tons of different options sitting on the shelf right now.
Yeah.
That arguably are better than this. But
Well, yeah, and spend some of your money on maybe a bourbon, a brand, or a distillery that isn't as well known. Help them out a little
Sure,
bit.
yeah.
Maybe even in North Carolina, we don't have a lot, and we don't have the
Yeah.
best bourbon in the world, but we have a few distillers here that are making pretty good bourbon, and
Yeah.
the prices usually are okay.
yeah,
But support them. I'm all about supporting local and.
hell yeah.
Anyway. All right, guys, we do need to wrap this up.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
time to get this bar open.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, any last words
Last words.
Oh,
for
God.
the
Are we done?
episode?
Like, for
the
real
for the
after this?
episode?
No, I think I'm good.
Drink
we
good
covered all the
beer, drink
bases.
good bourbon.
Be
Don't
kind to one another.
Be kind to one. Yeah, don't
Be
waste your money.
excellent to
Don't
each
waste
other.
your money on crappy beer or crappy bourbon or crappy
Like-
breakfast, that matter.
Life's too short.
Yeah.
Go get a Pop-Tart.
And come visit us at 115 Craft, 115 Main Street, North McAdenville. I always do that.
North McAdenville.
North
Yeah,
McAdenville.
You hear North
Yeah,
McAdenville.
North McAdenville on one side of the bar, South McAdenville on the other side of the bar.
Yeah.
It's like Carowinds.
Is there even a north and south?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, there
Well,
obviously
I mean,
is,
obviously,
but
but
it's a 2 square mile town, so
is it that big?
it's like 2.4 square miles. Yeah.
I mean, there's 0.4.
Historic McAdenville, ChristmasTown, USA.
Be there.
Be there. Gravedigger, Carolina Crusher.
All right.
All right, guys.
Till next time.
So, I'm Dewayne.
Until next time, yeah.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Dave.
And this has been the Beer-Bourbon-Breakfast podcast. Remember this time,
Triple B.
Triple B. Hashtag Triple B.
Y'all come back now. You
All
hear?
right.